Hello lovelies, it is the start of another weekly craft vlog, so I hope you're all keeping well. It's Monday the 13th of October. I'm not quite sure what episode number this is, maybe 15. I will start trying to remember to include that at the beginning, but anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I haven't done much knitting at all for the last few days because lots of you will probably know already, but we've been away to London for the weekend, watching our son conducting in the Royal Albert Hall. Yes, everybody that's watching all of the other vlogs and things knows all about it, but I am extremely proud of my son. So yeah, we've got back from that. So that being said, we travelled down Friday, got back last night. So literally we've had days and days where I just haven't done any crafting at all, as you'd expect. So anyway, we are here starting on a new crafty week, and hopefully I'll get a bit more progress done this week on my projects. So yeah, if you're new, hello, welcome. I'm Marcea, I'm 54 and I live in the southwest of Scotland, where I've lived with my husband since like the end of March, beginning of April. We relocated from North Yorkshire, we just upped sticks and moved here, and we absolutely love it. So these vlogs are going to where I share just anything sort of craft related. At the minute it's kind of focusing mainly on knitting, but I've rediscovered knitting again and I'm loving it. So you can find me here on YouTube, obviously I am Lady Mawa. Over on Instagram, here's my QR code, I am Handmade by Marcea. On TikTok, I'm Handmade by Marcea. That's my QR code. And I do have a Ravelry page as well, where I list all of my projects and keep project notes and things, as well as 10 million favourites and liked projects. And this is my Ravelry page, but yeah, that is linked in the description box down below. So this week I am going to be working on the socks for my husband that I cast on last week, and also I really want to start focusing a little bit more on my cloud sweater. So talking of which, I have got it here because I just picked it up. I've done a couple of rows and I was like, oh, I need to start my vlog. I just haven't done really very much on it at all this week. I've been trying to finish my socks last week, which I did do, and then yeah, it's just been crazy. So last week, this is my cloud sweater by PetiteKnit. I have done the back yoke. I've picked up the shoulders, left and right shoulders, cast on across the front of the neckline, and I'm now working down the front yoke. And on Monday, last week's vlog, my progress was up to this red pin here, and then we've worked down only hardly anything on this front little section. So you can see there's not much at all. And then just as I picked up to knit today, I thought, oh, I better mark it so I've got a starting point for this week. So I've just popped this little one in here. I will move this one out and pop this in here. So this is my starting point today. I've literally just done a couple of rows. That is all. But yeah, that is all I worked on my sweater last week. Nothing. Anyway, good news is I've just done those couple of rows. And now I've got a couple of increased rows to do for under the arm, and then I'm going to be joining in the round. So that is really, really good news. I'm really excited about this, and I'll be able to start trying it on soon, I think, and seeing what it is like. So I'm excited for that. I love the colour. I am using Drops Air and Drops Kid Silk held together. These are those. So everything, as I said, yarn is all linked down below. These are the two colours I'm using. Aren't they gorgeous? This is Pink Sand. And this is something else, which I can never remember the name of. I'll pop it on the screen during editing. But yeah, links down below. But they're just beautiful. And I'm loving it. The Drops Air is a medium thick blown yarn from baby alpaca and merino wool. And it is literally so soft, it's beautiful. Obviously I've paired the mohair with it. Whether I needed to do that, I honestly don't know, but it's creating the most gorgeous fluffy fabric. I'm loving it. I'm knitting this in a size, I want to say medium. I've written it all down. What size? I've got it here as well. I've got my pattern here. I'm doing it in the size medium, yeah. So I did do a gauge swatch. Everyone's told me off, and I know I've learnt my lesson. But I'm dead excited. So I want to get this join in the round tonight, and then that is brilliant. So we're going to be working on this a lot this week. I'm excited for that. And then I've also got a pair of socks here, which I've cast on for my husband. These are the One More Step sock, which is exactly the same ones as the ones I've just finished. And he said, oh, will you make me some the same as those, but obviously in a different colour. So I took this with me to London thinking I could knit in the car. I'm not a person that can knit on little tiny needles in the car. I did about 4 stitches and thought, ooh, no, this isn't for me. So I think maybe if I knit hats or something like a bit bigger and chunkier, that might be better. But I honestly just did about 4 stitches. But this is how we've got just a little bit of double rib. Nothing exciting at the minute. This is a Yarn Smith superwashed merino wool in the shade Rainy Days. And it's gorgeous. It's lovely. Very, very soft. So, and it's in a little project bag that I got from Temu. It's a little corduroy clutch bag, they've called it. And isn't it fab? It's perfect for socks. I absolutely love it. So those are the things I'm working on that I've carried forward. We won't talk about my blanket yet, which has been totally neglected, but I will need to start on that as well. Well, continue a bit of work on that. What else? Oh, I've just got something as well. I'm just going to pause you. I'm going to bring you back, come back in a minute with something. Won't be a minute. So do you remember how I was saying that I'm going to be starting my 52 weeks of sock that I did my random roulette wheel on, and I've selected my sock, but it was a toe-up sock, and I was like, oh gosh, I was just a bit worried, like, oh, how long do I know, do I know how long to do the foot before my heel and everything else, blah, blah, blah. And I thought I really do need a sock ruler. So I went onto Yarnistry and I've ordered one and it's arrived. So I think these are done on a 3D printer or something. I'm not sure how she does them. But anyway, they're great. They're etched. You can choose whatever colour you want. I've got a bright yellow because I thought I won't lose it and it'd be really easy to see. So yeah, it's a sock ruler. It's great. So it's got obviously all your sizes up here with centimetres and in centimetres, just centimetres. It's got US men's shoe sizes and US women's, EU adult and UK adult sizes, and it does tell you how many centimetres there should be. Now, I am wondering, because UK shoe size is not different for men and women. I don't know. I just kind of thought that they were. They are probably in width, obviously, but maybe the foot length is the same. So maybe a male size 6 is the same as a female size 6. I'm going to go have a little look, and I'll pop a little chart up here, and then if it's different, but I'm assuming it must be right because they've done that. Anyway, it's got that on there. What I do like is the space here if you want to maybe put a little like bit of washi tape or something and mark people's sizes that you know, or maybe on the back with a Sharpie you could write all your friends and family's shoe sizes on it, or I don't know, maybe keep it in a book like a normal person. But I just quite liked it and I've got it, so hopefully that's good. I know you can get like adjustable ones, like a kind of like almost like jigsaw that just adjust up, but I just quite like the fact that, I don't know, quite like that. If you can recommend a good children's one, let me know. That'd be really handy as well. So yeah, but anyway, that's come. I can link for it down below if you like. And I think they sell like these ones on Wool Warehouse, but they're out of stock. And so I ordered this because I thought, oh, it's the same sort that they've stock on Wool Warehouse. And they did say, oh, it could take up to 2 weeks to come. Anyway, it came really, really quickly. So I was very, very pleased. So now I've got this. I haven't got an excuse not to cast on my toe-up sock for 52 weeks of socks. However, I definitely want to just get a little bit more done on my sweater first and maybe finish the cuff on my husband's sock before I start another sock as well. I think sometimes you can have a few too many things on the go and then I feel like I'm not making progress with anything. So yeah, but so I don't think there's going to be any more purchases now. But I think this is a necessary thing. I think like tools, it's one of these things, you don't always know what you need until you start a project or you start looking into it. I think yarn is something where I can definitely be a bit more controlled about now moving forward. But sometimes it may just be that I need to get particular needles, sizes, or like this, like a sock ruler, blockers. You know, like when I make my husband's socks, potentially I could just buy like a bigger sock blocker because I've only got them in my size so far. Not that it really matters. I've got a really itchy eye. I've got that mohair. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyway, there we are. Let me know how your week is going, what you're up to. I'm dead excited with this sweater. I think it's coming together. So it's just coming together. Yay! I'm very excited. Okay, I will catch you all a bit later. I will remember to update you all. Have a great week. Yeah, let's keep going. Just so you know as well, if you are new here, my weekly vlogs, craft vlogs, go up on a Sunday, all going well, and they're sort of meant to run Sunday through to the Saturday. So Saturdays are my last filming day, get them edited, and I upload them on a Sunday. And then the new week starts whatever day I remember to pick the camera up. It's meant to be a Sunday, but obviously yesterday I was traveling back from London, so Monday it is this week. But yeah, it's just kind of like how it goes, but there's usually quite a bit of content and things, so hopefully we have an enjoyable week and see a lot of progress on my sweater. I'm thinking once I start getting down this a little bit, I've seen quite a few people will do the collar before they start doing the sleeves, because I think that can like pull it up a wee bit, how the sleeves will then sit. I've been reading lots of notes and watching lots of videos, so I'm thinking that's potentially something that I will need to do. I'm just looking at this little bit of gappy yarn. Oh, that's where I joined my yarn. I thought, why is that a loose stitch? It's because it's a piece of thread there, which I need to just sew in. Anyway, I'm rambling. My first sweater, guys, for those of you that are new, this is why I'm a bit like, it's my first sweater. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, it's Tuesday and it's an exciting moment with my cloud sweater. So I'm just giving you a little update. I have completed the front yoke section and done a couple of rows of increases for the arms, and I'm about to join in the round. How exciting. Let me just make sure I have everything sat properly so I don't lose any stitches. So there's the back. Here's the front. I can take my little marker out now. That was from last week's starting point. That was just from yesterday where I'd started. So I've literally just done a few rows, and then I wanted just to do the increased rows this morning rather than last night, just to make sure, you know, I was paying attention and properly awake and whatnot. And I just wanted to do a little bit and just get it going. But I'm so excited to join in the round. It looks really tiny, but it will stretch. It's gonna, you can see it's gonna give quite a bit once it's been blocked. Now, because I'm gonna be joining in the round, I'm going to use my new needles, because I'm going to use the ones like the interchangeable needles. So obviously I need the 4.5s, which I know are this colour here. You see, they all match. I'm not even showing you properly at all. So I need to get my 4.5s out, which are these. And then for the cable, I'm going to get the biggest size cable. I think we have a metre one. That's going to make it easier when I come to try them on. And so, yeah, what I'm going to do, rather than like attach them with this one that I've got here, I'm actually just going to use my interchangeables, and then I can use my end caps when I want to try them on. I'm talking a load of rambly nonsense, but I know exactly what I mean. I'm so excited. So I need to just check. So I think it says, I think when you put them on, how to screw the needle, it tells you how to do it. So you've got to attach the cable on, and I think it says like you shouldn't hold it by the, I think you meant to hold it by the barrel, twist it on, then I think you use the pin to tighten it up. I'm actually going to look and read the instructions properly. I think they've got a little thing online, and I want to make sure I do it right. But it looks really straightforward, but obviously I've never used them before, and yeah, I just want to do it properly. So we've got here my cables, my pins, the end caps are in there. Oh, what's this one? There's another cable here. That's a smaller one. So I need to just check from when I bought it what everything is. This looks like the longest one, I think. It doesn't actually tell you, does it, what they are? but I'm fairly certain I'll be back. Yeah, the cables are, we've got one at 60 centimeters, two at 80 and one at 1 meter. So obviously that's the 2 because there's like 4 ends there. This is the shorter one. So this must be my really long one, she says. So exciting, so exciting. So we've got, ooh, nice long cable there. And then obviously we're gonna twist that on there. And then I think we use a little pin to twist it in a bit more to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, so that's one. I am going to check this on the video in a minute. I'm going to just double check everything. And then we put this on here. So that's on, and pop this in and give it a little twist. That feels like it's tight. God, I hope so. I don't want this to fall off and lose all my needles, all my stitches. Right, I'm going to pop that in there and this in here. And I'm just going to double check. Not a tutorial online. I'm one of these, I check. I like to make sure I'm doing everything properly, but we've got a really nice long one here. And as you're doing it, they do twizzle. Can you see? So you're not going to get all looped up. That's really good. And then to undo them, yeah, they just come the other way. I'm so excited. So I'm going to be connecting. I'm going to be knitting with this. Now I've not got loads of yarn left. I'll be needing to change soon for another ball of drops air. However, I'd like to at least get like a couple of rounds of connecting the front and the back with this, and then I'll change my yarn in a minute. I have got like a bit left over as well, which I thought would probably be handy to do like my collar and things when I pick up my collar. But yeah, I don't want to do my first round of joining it with a new piece of yarn. I'd rather just continue in the round with this so it connects it all nice and tightly. I'm just going to take a minute just to read everything properly, but it does just say here. So I should now have like, where am I up to? Yeah, so I'll have 100 stitches on the front, 100 stitches on the back. And I'll now just work in just plain old stockinette on the circular needle. So join the front and the back to form the body. So knit across the front and then knit across the back. And I'll then have 200 stitches on my needle. So the joint in the round and place the marker at the beginning of the round under the right sleeve, and that'll be my new beginning of round, and then just continue working to get length. Amazing. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do that. I'll probably put in a bit of a time lapse. I want to just concentrate. So I'm gonna put it on a time lapse, and then once we've joined, then we'll be fine. So yeah, this is the front. So I'm gonna knit across here, but with my new needle. With this, so yeah, I'll use this as my first one. So I'm going to knit all the way across here, and then I'm going to continue knitting on this, and then that's going to just join them all up. Coolio. Right, let's go do this. Ah! I'm so excited. I'm making a jumper. Okay, so that's me just knit across the front. So now I'm going to knit across the back. So obviously this is where I've got some yarn where I'd finished off from before. So I'm just make sure I don't get that mixed up. So I need to kind of hold that tight, and we're just going to knit this stitch. I'm going to give that a little tug. Keep that nice. And then knit the next one, and this should start to, it'll come in as we go. But yeah, this is now moving from the front to the back. She says, I say this as if I know what I'm doing, and I've never done this before ever, but it kind of is making sense to me. So you can see there now we are joining them together, which is great. I think what I might do actually is just place a little marker there so I actually know that's, I mean, it should be obvious where it joins, but just so that I know when I come to do it. Oh no, I'll do it when I've gone round again next time. But I know, like, that's the first stitch on that. Oh, you can see. I was going to say that's the first one and that's that one, but yeah, it's all right. I know what I mean. Right, I'm going to pop you on time lapse again, and then we'll see the other side when we come to join in the round. So I've just knit across the front and the back, knit across, right, so now I've got 200 on here. So joining around, place the marker. So now it's just gonna be like literally like working like a giant pair of socks, I suppose, really. So I need to sort of move these onto here and bring this round to knit on this bit. Make sure my yarn's at the top. I need the beginning of round marker. Hang on a minute. Let me get a little do that. Hopefully these will fit on these needles because they are bigger. Let's get a beginning of round. I always use like a little Goldie one for my beginning of rounds. So if we put, I'm going to bring that out here, and then I need to knit here. So that needs to go on there, because this is my first stitch, beginning a round. Oh, that feels a wee bit tight. Why does that feel so tight? Okay, and then let's just, hopefully, I don't know if this is going to be too big a cable. We'll see as we start going round. Can I actually get this to create like a magic loop here just now? Let me just pull these out. I know what I'm doing. It's just I want to, I'd rather have it coming off my, let's have a look. Can I do it? So it's like this. So I'm not stretching it so much to begin with, and I'll shift them around as we go. I know what I want to do. Okay. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but it's fine. So, and then we just need to knit round. There's that. And then as we go, it's going to just get easier and easier. Then we're going to just start working round and round in loops, aren't we? In circles as we go. And then it'll all just start budging over a wee bit, like it will. So that needs to come up there, that can budge down a wee bit. It may well be that this cable is too big, but as I start knitting the stitches round, it'll probably fill the metre. But if it is a bit big, the beauty is I can change it over to an 80cm cable, and that won't be a problem. I think they'll probably just end up sort of settling into it. This is going to be so weird, sort of going round. I think what I could do with doing, I can see there, I'm going to do a little marker stitch, I think, for like my round one, so I know when I'm doing my sleeves. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but for me, so that's like 1, 2, so I'll put a little marker here as, that was my row 1. So I'll know what this marker means, and you're all here to remind me when I say, what was this purple marker? So it's not the first stitch, but it's the first row. That's row 1. I'll pop that on there, and it just kind of lets me know when I sort of started working front and back together. Right, so hopefully I can just get a little bit of I'll try and use this drops air up as much as I can. And then this should start sort of starting to knit nicely, a bit more of a flow, because it's just going to be all stockinette rather than doing like some knit, some purl. Do you know what I mean? Like working in the flat. I'm talking, I know what I mean. I don't think I'm making any sense. And this is obviously my inexperience as a knitter, but I'm just wanting to share my whole journey with you, like the process. And then obviously by doing this, particularly there's Lorraine and Sheila have been really good at leaving me little hints and tips on my videos in the comments, so hopefully that also helps others, you know, that are reading the comment section, so and then we can all learn together. But yeah, I am a very novice knitter, but I am determined to keep learning, push myself, developing new knitting skills. And yeah, I've never knit a sweater. Well, I knit one sweater, as you know, years ago for my husband. So I can read patterns and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But like, as an adult, really, you know, I wouldn't say I haven't really knit anything. So yeah, I'm like, but I'm dead keen and I'm just going to keep doing it. I am an adventurous beginner. Yeah. I'm so excited. Okay, this is probably terribly dull. I'm going to put you on time lapse again. I'm going to do a couple of rounds just so we can see how it's going. I'll pop on a little bit of music. I might try and find some new music to download for my videos, so you've got something different to listen to. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with this. I'll pop back when I've done a couple of rows and we can see how it's going and how it's looking. I'm so excited. And I'm going to do my, I think I want to do my collar, like my neck soon, just so that I can then try it on and I get a better idea how it's sitting and what it's looking like. But yeah, let's stick you on time lapse. That's me just coming up to the end of this row. Now, I did notice that the bit where the join was, it looked a wee bit gappy, but I think that kind of just happens when you're joining in the round anyway, and then it normally tightens up. We'll see if what it looks like as we get to it on the needle here. So just where this stitch marker is, and yeah, we'll just get there. But I'm so excited. I'm really happy that I started this sweater because, as you know, I'd had the pattern for quite a few weeks and I just felt really intimidated to start. So just don't feel intimidated. Just have a go. And it's at the end of the day, it's only yarn, isn't it? What's the worst that happens is that you have to rip it out and start again. So like no big dramas there. I have to say my tension's feeling a wee bit tighter now that I'm just knitting stockinette and not going backwards and forwards in the flat. Yeah, you can see there, it's just a wee bit, see that big gap? It just seems a bit gappy there. That should hopefully tighten up after a couple of rows. So we'll just sort of knit that, give it a little tug on the second stitch, which just often helps tighten things up a wee bit. And just continue on. I am actually marking how many rows I'm doing just so for future projects. If I repeat this and I think, oh, that was a bit long, it was a bit short, I'll know how many rows I've knit and then I'll be able to sort of adjust it. Hopefully next time I'll do a gauge swatch. But this is definitely, the stitches have now filled this cable, as you can see, so I can just keep on knitting round and round and round. So to get a better idea, there's my neck, my front, coming down to under the arms, and that's going to be my armhole. Can you even see? I don't think you can see properly, but you can sort of see there. So I've just got to now keep adding length to the body. Dead excited. So I'm just going to do a little bit more knitting. Actually, I'm going to go get some lunch first and I'm going to just try and just continue on for a bit, see how we go. But this should now be pretty quick. because I think really now all the hard bits, like the shape and everything's been done, and obviously just got to do the neck, pick up for the sleeves. Here's me now saying like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a dardle, and I've got to knit my sleeves, cuffs, bottom hem, like cuff, and then that'll be it. But I think now all the difficult bits are done. This bit here is going to be just literally knitting round and round and round and round. So it's like a good mindless project. I want to try and do it in big stints, so I'm not just picking it up for 2 rows and putting it down, just so that like I can work in one sitting and keep like my tension kind of even. It's going to be interesting seeing how this does tighten up a bit, as I say, just because I'm going in the round now rather than on the flat. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, guys, that's it. I just wanted to give you that little update for now. I'll catch you all later. It's Saturday, so it's the last day of the weekly craft vlog. And I realised I've not been on for a few days. It's just been so busy at the minute at home. But I have managed to do some knitting. So I'll just show you my progress on how things are going. So on my sweater, I'm just continuing to knit down the body, adding length on it. It's just in the round now, so it's 200 stitches each round, so it's got quite a bit of knitting, but it's coming on really well. So that little blue marker is where I started off this week, so I have added on quite a bit. I think I need to, it recommends about 22 inches from the center of the back of the neck down for length, or whatever length you want, it says. So I think I'm about 15 inches at the minute, so I've still got quite a bit to go. So I'll just keep on doing that. I am expecting this to stretch out quite a bit when blocking, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's looking so far. So that's coming on nicely. Glen's socks. So I'm just adding a little bit more length to the leg on this as well. Mine, I did 32 rows before the heel, and for Glen's at the minute I'm currently on 43. So I'm thinking maybe potentially doing like a 60 row leg for Glen, but it's knitting up really nicely, this yarn. I really like it. Now on mine, if you remember when I did my pink ones, have I got them here? I have. With the cables, do you remember my pearls were really stretched out? Well, Sheila actually sent me a message and just says, have you tried doing the Russian pearl stitch rather than like a regular pearl stitch? And it'll help tighten that up. So I had a little look at the video. She sent me a link. And so I've done that on this. And I think you can see, considering, bearing in mind I'm on a larger needle as well. I'm on 2.5 millimeters with this. And I did mine on 2.25. So it should have been tighter on mine. This is looking really good. I'm really pleased with how that's looking. I'll hold it compared to mine. I've not done these side by side yet, so I'm not sure how it'll show, but I think you can see there how stretched the pearls are in comparison. It's a lot tighter and neater on this, considering this is a bigger needle. And it's the same yarn, both the Merino and the Yarn Smith's Merino Superwash sock yarn. But yeah, you can see here, these are so stretched between. So yeah, I've done every single pearl on this, the Russian pearl. I'll show you actually. I will do a little overhead shot and show you how to do that. It is dead easy. Instead of just sort of purling normally and yarn round, you just kind of put it the other way around. So instead of going like a yarn over, it's an under. And so then you use less wool to create your stitch, thereby you've got less wool there to sort of, yeah, to stretch out. But yeah, I'm pleased. And the 2.5 millimeter is giving a really nice looking fabric. It's not looking like loose or anything like that compared to the 2.25. I think it's a really nice even sort of stockinette stitch. It's looking good. So I'm happy with the fabric it's creating, really happy with this, you know, and how it's looking. But yeah, I'm going to just keep on going, and then hopefully we'll be at the heel turn soon. And I'm enjoying having a sock on the go along with my sweater, but I'm thinking about maybe just going and casting on my 52 weeks of socks sock because I did do that random generator on that just recently and I haven't cast on yet, but I have definitely got time to sit and do the cast on for it, because it's like, I think it's like a Turkish cast on or Judy's magic cast on or something, because it's a taupe sock. So I might go and have a go at doing that. I'll have a look at the pattern. I think I need 2.5mm needles though, and I've got these on the go for Glen. So although Glen's could probably move up to the 10-inch ones and these are the 9. I don't know. I'll have a little look and decide what I'm going to do. But yeah, that's where things are in a minute. I'll pop back on before the end of the day so we can round up this week's vlog. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to do that side of my crochet blanket that I've been promising to do for about the last month. So I'm going to do that and finish off that round. And then at least then I've done a bit of work on it. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. It's good news, bad news. I have finished the row of popcorn stitches. However, I got to the end, I'm like, oh, my stitch counts out a bit. And guys, I have done, because on this particular round, there is like a team A and team B, depending on your very first starting count of your initial centre square. Well, since this was 10 years ago, I actually can't really remember what that was. And I didn't really check. And so you either like have 5 half double crochets in between, or is it 6? But anyway, on this row, I have done the wrong amount. And well, on this one edge, I think I've done them right on the other 3. So if you can see here, like the grey spacing between the popcorn is this compared to this. This is much smaller, 1 stitch less. So my thing is, do I care enough to go back and pull that whole row out, or does it? Or does it really matter? 10 years ago, I'd have really cared and done it. However, it did only take an hour or so to do. So I could pull it back. I'm going to lay it out and see if I can really notice the difference. I mean, can I? Probably can. Yeah, because that's what it should be like. That's what it, oh, you can definitely tell. Oh no, do you know, I'm going to have to pull it back out. Ah! But not today. So I tried, I did it. We're back to square one. We will face this potentially next week, but just not today. But now that I know, I can maybe just do it one night through the week, but honestly, I can't bear to do it all over again. So I'm just going to fold it up for now and put it back in my bag. And so near yet so far. Let me know, would you rip it back or not? Some of you would, some of you wouldn't. I'm really curious to know. I think I probably need to. It's waited 10 years. It can wait an extra week, can't it? So yeah. That's so annoying.